Hi there, my name is Luke Beaudoin. I work for Woodbury Fire Department. This is my building construction final. The building that I chose to do is a small strip mall in Woodbury. It is the Qdoba, Crumble Cookie, and Piata Strip Mall. So this is three businesses within about a 6,000 square foot building. The way it's angulated here, I have the top right corner, I have the compass. This is how the building's actually set up and how it is facing in the parking lot. On the right side there's a large parking lot. Basically, this is one of many strip malls in that area. It's probably one of the larger of the strip malls in that area. The reason I picked this specific building is because I thought this it kind of ties in a lot of the things we learned in class. It has a little bit of everything, even when not even being that large of a building. Legend on the left-hand side. The first couple things that I've marked on this slide are the hydrant in the top right corner marked with that star. It is a 60 psi hydrant, roughly about 50 feet from the building. It's kind of in its own little grassy island deal there, just past like the main parking lot in front of Piata, Crumble Cookie, and Qdoba. On the north side of the building there, circled is the 2.5 inch, 2 inch and 3/4 standpipe connections for the FDC, and then also the Knox box key is there. It's on the Qdoba facing side of the building, and that is the Knox box for all three businesses. Inside the Knox box is all the keys for all three businesses, as well as the actual FACP key as well. Noted with that little arrow on the left side is the exterior drain pipe. We'll get to the riser room in a little bit here, but that little piping there, that's kind of how you can tell where the riser room is. The riser room is not very well shown, but you can tell where that riser room is, where that exterior drain pipe is. Finally circled at the bottom down there is the gas, water, and electric shutoff. That is the utilities for all three businesses in the building. That's just the mains for the gas, the water, and the electric. We'll talk about it later, but the Piata and the Qdoba buildings are the only two buildings that use the gas. All three buildings obviously use electric. Crumble Cookie uses much more electric than the other two because they have a lot of electric ovens and stoves. Going on, the legends on the left-hand side there. Additional info on the bottom. That is a wet sprinkler system. It's one of there are a few buildings in Woodbury that are dry standpipe water sprinkler systems, but this building is all wet system. The HVAC units are located on the top of the building. It is actually a flat roof and a Type 2 construction building, ordinary construction building. The HVAC units on the top, there are 2 or 3 above Crumble. I think there's 2 above Crumble, and there's 1 above Piata and 1 above Qdoba. They're not very large units, but they're heavy enough that if there were some type of significant incident inside any of the 3 buildings, that would definitely be a consideration in a collapse. I've circled all 3 of the business names here. The southernmost side is the Qdoba side. It's the largest of the 3 sections of the building. Crumble Cookie is in the middle. It's actually a pretty narrow section. They really don't have a lot of space. There's not a lot of people that come in and out of that building. But the Piata side on top is a little bit larger. Piata holds a little bit more spacing for some seating. They actually have people that come and sit and eat inside of Piata. Crumble Cookie really only has a front section that just kind of handles the to-go orders as people come in, order, and leave right away. But the back section of Crumble has a lot of spacing for baking. And then Qdoba, obviously the largest of the 3, has a lot of space for gas stoves and their ancillary fire systems, as well as they have a lot of space inside for interior seating. So occupancy-wise, Qdoba would be the largest. Piata has a decent amount of occupancy. Crumble usually doesn't have pretty much any occupancy. For whatever reason, they make people wait outside after they order. So highlighted here are the gas stove areas and the ancillary fire suppression system areas. Qdoba has a lot of different gas stoves, but their ancillary system hoods cover basically that entire section of the gas stove areas. Same with Piata. Both ancillary shutoff systems are actually located on the south side of both the gas stove areas for both Piata and Qdoba. Not that we really need any of that, but should that ever come up, that's kind of where those are located. Crumble Cookie, that area highlighted is all electric stoves. They're all mobile stoves. They're not, nothing is set down. They're kind of all on wheels, just electric stoves. They do have some large electric ovens as well that are all mobile. So kind of that whole section is basically a row of like 6 giant baking ovens and then like 3 or 4 of the stove tops. I think they only use the stove tops for like the toppings of the cookies. Obviously, they just bake the cookies in the oven. In the middle, kind of in the middle, that pink box highlighted, that is the riser room and FACP panel. It can be accessed from a door on the, what would that be, the southwest side of the building there, right on the other side of that door, or right on the other side of that pink square. That is the riser room for all 3 buildings. I realize now in the legend there's a typo. That is the riser room for all 3 buildings. Noted on that alarm panel as well, each of the 3 buildings, or each of the 3 businesses in the building have their own detectors, obviously. The thing to note, though, there was an incident in the Crumble Cookie where we had smoke that traveled to both Piata and Qdoba, and we had to, all 3 businesses had to be ventilated in order to reset the alarms for the whole building. So all three of those businesses are tied into that same alarm panel. For whatever, if it's smoke, if it's CO, if it's water flow, all 3 of the buildings need to be secured and cleared before that alarm panel can be reset. It will not be reset otherwise. All right, well, that is everything I had for the Piata, Crumble, and Qdoba building in Woodbury. Thank you very much for tuning in, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.